So I think we're all familiar with your traditional rolling bass line. That kind of machine gun effect that you get from it is what gives psytrance its unique feeling. But what if we added a little bit of extra groove? Here I have a project that I just started working on. As you can see, there's not really much going on in there. We have a kick, a bass line, some other drums, and then 2 sequences and a one-shot. So I'm just going to play you this example so that you can hear what's going on. So that's the example. You can hear we have a very groovy sound to it. Now the reason for that is in this whole track, not just the kick and bass, but actually all of the elements in this track, the second and last note of the beat are shifted slightly backwards. So let's just open up our bass line. That's where I can show it the best. If we zoom into this bass line, you can see that where our notes normally are here, here, and here. But you can see that these two are shifted backwards and that this note is longer. Now this idea is called swing, and it's the idea that some of the notes in the rhythm are delayed to add additional groove to the rhythm. So zooming into this drum loop, you can see again, this is a classic example of swing. You can see that at the halfway point of the beat, we do have a note sitting right there. But for the other 2 16 notes where you would expect a sound to be playing, so for example here and here, the sound is actually slightly delayed. Now there are several ways to achieve this. As you can see down below here, I'm warping the sound to get it to the exact position that I want. But let me show you the easiest way to actually line this up. Now there are several ways to introduce swing into your tracks. Each DAW is going to have its own method. In Ableton there's something called the groove pool, which is something that I never use, because honestly it's just easier to do it manually. The first way that you can do it is using Stepic. In this case I'm using Stepic to generate this ARP that we heard in the intro, and here we just have swing for each of the patterns. As you can see, I've set the swing to 25%, which is exactly what you need for this exact swing groove. And Stepic is just set to arpeggio mode, so it will just play these notes in arpeggio, and you can again hear the swinging idea in there. You don't have that kind of machine gun effect which you would have if you turn off the swing. Now another way to get this exact swing pattern is if we do it with MIDI. This is the MIDI clip that I'm using, and as I said before, these 2 notes have been delayed. But it might be a little bit hard to know exactly where to place them. In order to do that, I like to use a little trick. Let's make a 1-bar MIDI clip. And we're just going to create a note here. And then I'm going to hit Ctrl+3 to enable the triplet template. And then I'm just going to make 3 triplet notes. This usually takes some time to actually line up. But there we are. And what we want to do then is we just want to move this to here so that it stops at the halfway point. And then you duplicate it and you have your swing pattern. So now you get something like this. And again, this is going to be slightly more groovy than your traditional rolling kick and bass. Now obviously I'm not saying that all of your tracks should use this swing pattern. This is something that you can use once in a while to add extra in-tracks to one of your tracks. And I mainly just wanted to show off these 2 tricks that you can use. One is the Stepic trick, where you just easily set the swing to 25% to get this exact pattern. And the other is this cool MIDI trick, where you use the triplets to actually get the swing that you want. So that's all that I wanted to show you. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know if you did by leaving a like. And if you're new here, make sure that you're subscribed. But that's going to be it for today. I hope you enjoyed and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye bye.